How many LGBT plus people are there in the United States? The current consensus indicates that somewhere between 1.7 and 7.5% of American adults identify as either lesbian, gay, or bisexual. The Williams Institute reports that 0.6% of US adults identify as trans. To be clear though, we don't actually know. There are a lot of reasons we don't know the answer to the question I'm asking. We have guesses, scientific estimates, but we should talk about why we don't know. We don't have accurate data on the subject. One of the reasons for that is that the US Census Bureau does not ask about sexual orientation in the questionnaire sent to every American household every 10 years. That is where we get most data about the population. In the 2010 census, the Bureau did record data on same-sex couples who lived together and identified the relationship between residents qualified as being unmarried partners or husband and wife. The data in these instances is accurate, but it isn't the best way to actually collect data. One issue is that this method of collecting data on LGBT plus people by using the census is that the census isn't asking the right questions. It is limited in that it can only collect data on same-sex couples who live together and are willing to self-report their relationship. It does not account for LGBT plus people who are in a relationship but don't live together, or single LGBT plus people, or bisexual people who aren't in a same-sex relationship. Like me. Let's make this about me. This line of question inherently leaves people out and pushes members of the LGBT plus population into the margin. The second problem with this line of questioning is that you can't be husband and wife and be in a same-sex couple. I understand that this is a clerical issue, but could we update the census in 2020 to just say spouse or something? And finally, this method of data collection on the LGBT plus community relies on self-reporting. And as writer and activist Camille Berejic has pointed out, it doesn't take social science to figure out that LGBT people are likely to lie on official surveys in fear of retaliation, losing their job or home, or any number of other consequences that could come from being out. Too many LGBT folks decide the risk of checking that box far outweigh the contribution to accurate population estimates. I mean, there are other groups outside of the US government who have been collecting and compiling data on the LGBT plus community, and that is helpful. But it isn't the most precise when the answer to the question, how many people are there in this group, is somewhere between 1.7 and 7.5% of the overall population. That's a difference of millions of people. And that's an estimate only for gay, lesbian, and bisexual people. Trans people weren't even a part of that study. We literally don't know how many people are in our community, but we should know. We can't expect our representatives to craft policy or programs designed to help the community if we don't know how many of our citizens belong to that community. Having accurate and quantified data would mean being able to better serve our communities, but there are some serious barriers in this. We need to start asking the right questions when we collect data. We need to instate proper non-discrimination laws so that people don't have to worry about losing their jobs or homes because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. We need to stop assuming that everyone is cis and straight unless they tell us otherwise, because those aren't the default options, even if those are the identities that the majority of the population hold. We have work to do. Thanks to everyone who stuck it out while I answered but didn't really answer the question posed by the title of this video. That was cool. Please subscribe to see my next video, watch an old video of mine, or support me on Patreon. That'll be super cool, and I'll see you next time. And hey, I love you.